You're listening to DraftKings Network.
Hey DraftKings fans, are you ready to elevate your game day snacking experience? This college football season, we're feeling the cheesiest with Cheez-It. That's right, delicious Cheez-It crackers not only satisfy your snack cravings for game day excitement, but they are also amplifying your football watching experience with a new daily fantasy sports game. Best of all, since Cheez-Its is made with 100% real cheese, the game is 100% free to play with a chance of winning real cash. Be sure to carefully select your favorite Cheez-It flavor to snack on. White cheddar, extra toasty, or maybe you're an OG fan, while you select your weekly players for college football's cheesiest challenge all season long. So snack and play like a champ with Cheez-It.
Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com/Cheez-It for full details.
Now's a good time to remember where the story of tequila started. In 1795, the first tequila distillery was opened by the Cuervo family. And 229 years later, Cuervo is still going strong. Family owned from the start, same family, same land. Now's a good time to enjoy Cuervo, the tequila that invented tequila. Go to Cuervo.com to shop tequila or visit a store near you. Cuervo, now's a good time. Trademarks owned by Becle, SAB the CV. Copyright 2024. Proximo. Jersey City, New Jersey. Please drink responsibly.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz podcast.
Guys, UNLV is 3-0 in football for the first time since 1984. Wow. The Runnin' Rebels are undefeated. And Dan, you're asking, why are you bringing up UNLV? I don't even know what conference they're in. I think they're in the Mountain West, by the way.
Were you asking it? Let's confirm that.
I'm asking both of those things.
Okay,
yeah.
just good.
I think they're in the Mountain West, to answer your second question. But the reason I'm bringing it up is we're having something that is unprecedented. Matthew Sluka, their starting quarterback, good player, came from Holy Cross, did 4 years at Holy Cross, came over to UNLV, has a 20-5 touchdown interception ratio, has the Runnin' Rebels playing good ball. All of a sudden, today decided, I'm going to redshirt. Reason? I'm not getting paid what I thought I was going to get paid from the NIL collective of the UNLV.
What a time.
Runnin' Rebels.
3 games in. So he's played the 3 games. They've won the 3 games, and he's sort of holding out with leverage.
Exactly.
He's not holding out.
4 years at Holy Cross, right? And then came here and then played 3 games and is now going to redshirt. So it's going to be a 6th year or something
exactly.
like that.
So you're seeing a lot of that where guys will play 4 years at a school and then they want to see, hey, can I play at a bigger school, play bigger time college football? And that's what happened with this kid. He has played 3 games. They are 3-0. UNLV has not given him what they promised they would give him, and this kid has decided to redshirt. He has decided that he will sit out the remainder of the season. College football it always was a business. It has become a business right in front of our eyes. It's amazing. And so I am wondering, I couldn't botch it, I tried to. And so I was thinking like the Canes, man, I hope they're paying Cam Ward everything they promised they would pay Cam Ward, because Cam Ward, he'll quit before the playoffs if they don't.
What's the business discrepancy? What's the amount?
So he's not holding out to get more money. Essentially what happens is he says that he was verbally promised a minimum of $100,000. All he has received at the moment, according to Pete Thamel, is a $3,000 relocation fee, and then the university came back with a contract that said they would pay him $3,000 a month, which would amount to $12,000, which is $88,000 short of what it is that he said he was verbally promised to commit there.
That's what he's got to learn. All these students who have not taken the finance classes, that verbal promises don't mean anything. Like, you've got to get that down on paper. Otherwise, it's just a threat.
Well, you say verbal promises don't mean anything. I saw Clinton Portis was on a podcast the other day, and how he committed to the University of Miami was they took him to a strip club. And while they were out with him at the strip club, and evidently he was getting a lap dance, he shouted, "I'm coming."
He was asked, "Are you coming?"
Phrasing.
Yeah, he was asked, "Are you coming?" Obviously to the University of Miami, right? Are you coming? And he said, "Yeah, I'm coming."
And so the next day, coaches started talking to him and saying, "Congratulations on committing to the school." And that's not what he meant. He didn't mean he was coming to the school. That's how the verbal agreement worked. But if if this kid is redshirting, how is this not a holdout? Because is he going to come back to UNLV if he gets the money, or he's going to redshirt and then play somewhere else when he gets his redshirt year? I didn't even know that you could play the first 3 games. I thought that you basically lost your redshirt year faster than that.
Back in my day, you play 1 game, you lose your redshirt.
One
right?
play,
You're up to 4 games now that you can redshirt. You could play 3 games, and then after that, you can redshirt. Once you hit the 4th game is when you're now unable to redshirt.
According to Thamel, he reevaluated his options and decided to play elsewhere next year, and the red shirt will allow him to play a full spring and at a new school and develop with a trainer this fall.
That is overt.
We have 27-year-old athletes roaming around universities playing with and against 18-year-olds. It's absurd.
The kid from Oklahoma State's like 19 years, or like he's played 9 seasons of college football, I think.
The University of Miami has a tight end who has played 9 seasons, McCormick.
Cam McCormick, yeah.
And I heard the other day that there was a college game that had quarterbacks starting that were an average, like an age between them of 56 years old or something ridiculous like that. And then you had 2 rookies starting in the NFL who were much younger than that because college football has become professional football.
That was the Utah game, and had Cam Rising started that game, the combined age of those quarterbacks, he did not, by the way, would have been like 49 years old. And there was an NFL game which had 2 starters that were 44.
Well, the business of this is super interesting from a number of angles. I know that people generally don't like ratings talk, but do you guys find interesting that what Fox College Football is doing on Fridays, they got a number for the game between, I can't say, Nebraska and Illinois, that was a World Series Friday night number. It was like 4 million. Or I was like, it peaked at 5 million. And then at the same time on ESPN, you had Syracuse-Stanford, and that got like 1 million. So what Fox is doing on Fridays with the business of this is getting a monster number because they've inserted some football on Fridays. And even if it's Nebraska, Illinois, it ends up getting 5 times the number of Syracuse-Stanford on ESPN.
Could be a little misleading because I think Illinois won that game in a huge upset. So maybe people were just like, oh, huge upset's going on here. But it's still impressive number.
Well, it peaked at 5 million, but it was already at 4 million. And I was surprised to see the discrepancy. Look, man. When I'm looking for college football all of my life, when Izzy says back in my day, ESPN tends to be where I go. And Fox has tried to change the game on college football, not just on Saturdays, but they're taking a game. The games they're taking would fall into a Saturday and get totally lost.
Right.
Totally lost.
So smart. On a Friday night, like you've got a bunch of people wanting to watch television, and you've got the probably only significant college football game on, and it's a major network. You don't have to, because some people just don't have ESPN anymore. And so you've got it right there on Fox. Why not?
By the way, that Nebraska quarterback who looks like and acts like Patrick Mahomes, all that stuff is great right up until you lose. I mean, if you're going to do that, don't lose, okay? Because Mahomes never loses.
I mean, he lost a bunch in college.
The idea that that kid whose name escapes me, it's
Dylan
like
Raiola.
Thank you. He looks like Patrick Mahomes and is pantomiming his pregame routines in a way that's obvious. It reminded me of the way that Kobe used to pantomime speaking like Michael Jordan, because he obviously Mahomes is the icon that you're learning from, and he's actively doing things that make him physically look like Patrick Mahomes when he's warming up, how he's wearing his hair, but he's denying that he actually is doing that when it seems obvious that that's what he's doing.
Kobe denied, didn't he? He didn't say he was trying to mimic or trying to do everything exactly the way MJ was, but he absolutely did.
In the Mahomes family cosplay situation, we have Dylan Raiola, who's the quarterback at Nebraska. See if we can put up that picture that we had on video. He's to the left, looking exactly like Patrick Mahomes would dress to a pregame situation. To the right is his brother, who's committing also to Nebraska, who looks like Jackson Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes' brother. So now they're both.
He looks like he ate Jackson Mahomes, but yes, I get what you're doing there. I'm just saying Jackson is much skinny. Like, this guy's like a football player. I'm saying Jackson is not as jacked as this guy. This guy looked like he swallowed all of Jackson Mahomes.
Jackson.
You're body shaming him. No, you're okay.
You think I'm body shaming that guy? He looks jacked. Like, I was not calling that guy fat. I apologize to the guy who looks like Jackson Mahomes.
When you say that someone ate someone else, generally that's a fat joke. Speaking of which, behind me
What is
on
that?
the screen is Greg Cote, clearly
Oh, boy.
enjoying himself at Mardi Gras. And the Cotes, are all the Cotes going to Fantasy Fest in Key West, or are you just going, Chris?
I'm just going. My dad, not surprisingly, has been many times, though, and has kind of given me the scouting report of how I will, anyone you want to see without a lot of clothes will have clothes on, and the people you don't want to see naked will be naked. So I'm a little regretting going, but
why?
I don't know, because
Who talked you into this?
It's a group of friends going. That I'm going to go down there with a group of people, and I love a good people watch, and that's what I'm being told this is the peak of.
See a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of all those people.
More than you want to see
Yes.
of those people.
A lot of sagging.
A lot of this.
Occasionally you'll be impressed by something,
When you're hiring for your small business, you want to find quality professionals that are right for the role. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs has the tools to help find the right professionals for your team faster and for free. As Metalwork Media continues to grow as a content studio, we strive to hire only the best and most qualified candidates. Thankfully, with LinkedIn, they have made it easy for us to find them. LinkedIn isn't just a job board. LinkedIn helps you hire professionals you can't find anywhere else, even those who aren't actively searching for a new job but might be open to the perfect role. In a given month, over 70% of LinkedIn users don't visit other leading job sites. So, if you're not looking on LinkedIn, you're looking in the wrong place. On LinkedIn, 86% of small businesses get a qualified candidate within 24 hours. Hire professionals like a professional on LinkedIn. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/prep. That's linkedin.com/prep. Post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
TD, Tutty, in for 6. Touchdowns matter more at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Ready to do a touchdown dance of your own? New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Download the Sportsbook app and use code DAN. That's code DAN for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball.
George Clooney and Brad Pitt's new movie Wolves is on Apple TV Plus September 27th. That's where I want you to be now. So if you want to see George Clooney and Brad Pitt, go to Apple TV Plus. You got to start the story there. Or if you want to see Brad Pitt and George Clooney, go to Apple TV Plus. I am enjoying the show. And if you want to see their new movie Wolves, you can't do it, I'm going to help you out. I can do it. So do it. Definitely go to Apple TV Plus. Admit it, it's cool. Okay, fine, it was very cool. Wolves, streaming September 27th on Apple TV Plus. Rated R.
Dan Le Batard.
It sounds to me like everybody could use a hug because a hug is always the right size.
Stugotz.
All I have put in my body today is 3 cups of coffee and an entire cup of honey.
Go to the penalty box. Don't let him fool you. He said in the break that he's jittery.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Jeremy is still wandering around begging for anyone to listen to his baseball takes. He's got a whiteboard out there, and I do.
Jeremy was wandering around Fantasy Fest, and that does not make me excited.
I do want to get to, Jeremy, you're taking a beating from every angle around here in a way that doesn't seem very fair. I see that you're retweeting commentary from a Daniel Bishop who says, I think everyone on Le Batard's show gets mad at Jeremy because none have the passion about anything like he does about baseball and basketball. I mean, beside undercutting each other, there is no passion like Jer Bears, pitch clocks killing it, and Jeremy is retweeting that.
What's wrong with that? I mean, that's what Twitter is for. You retweet compliments. I mean, it's what I've been doing for 20 years. I mean, who cares about the negative stuff on Twitter? Let Jeremy be Jeremy. Let him enjoy his 5 fans, and let's move on. I mean,
it's 5 fans. Boy, this place is so good for your self-esteem.
Michael Eaves of ESPN writes, the people who make a difference in your life are not the ones with the most credentials, the most money, or the most awards. They simply are the ones who care the most. Jeremy cares deeply. Care is something that we mock around here. We are careless in every single way. Let's go out to Jeremy. What else do you have from baseball? There's been a lot of throwing to video by you today as you try and become Jon Stewart. What do you have for us now?
I have 2 more videos for you, Dan, because if I couldn't get you on the good baseball that's happening as the NL and AL wildcard chases are heating up the way they are in the final week, maybe I can get you with bad baseball, because the White Sox last night were playing the Angels, with the White Sox trying to avoid the worst record in baseball history, but the Angels just 3 losses from having the worst record in their franchise's history. So 2 god-awful teams, and we'll start in the 5th inning with the White Sox in the field, a 0-0 ball game. Here's what happens for the Angels.
And Robert pops it up.
The wrong video.
That was the wrong video.
That's the wrong
at
video.
8th inning.
But that's in the 8th inning.
Good job, Jon Stewart.
So, but here's what happened. Earlier in the game, there was a sky-high pop-up just in front of the pitcher's mound that landed and was an infield single for the Los Angeles Angels. Later in the game, that's the moment where the White Sox were down 2-1 in the 8th. They had a sky-high pop-up with 2 outs. And, of course, then the Angels let that fall. The White Sox went on to win. The Angels are now 2 losses from having the worst record in franchise history. The White Sox, of course, either today, tomorrow, or by the end of the season will become the worst team in baseball history. And that was probably the worst segment in show history.
As I mentioned, this is a careless show. Why did you throw it to the wrong video?
I threw it to the right video, but, we worked on the order and everything.
Can we play the video?
Maybe we could. Maybe we can't.
I don't think it matters at this point.
I don't think anything matters at this point, Chris.
All right, so let's
it was really fun doing this job for a while, but...
Got a minor penalty, 2 minutes for ruining comedy.
Thank you. Didn't even get to the best part about that White Sox game is they came back at home and were booed relentlessly by the home fans for winning the game.
Yeah, if we had the right video, then maybe I would have said, hey, they chanted sell the team, but then they had their first comeback of the season. It was a comeback win. They're now 1-94 when trailing after 7 innings. But, we could have gotten to that, but unfortunately, yeah, good stat, right?
Can we
sometimes
play
people
the
try
correct
their jobs
video,
here.
please? Play the correct video.
See the great Gatsby last night? Got a minor penalty, 2 minutes for ruining comedy.
Excellent show. My stomach was killing me. I had a bazooki right before.
That is not
Nailed
the
it.
right
Nah, you know what?
video.
That is the right video.
That is
That's
not
the best
right
video. Just play that the rest of the show.
Now, can we please play the correct video? I am meticulous about making sure that accuracy counts around here. Let's play the correct video.
Rojas on the ground at third. Machado touches third.
That's not the right video either. Okay.
Oh, man. Triple play. You don't see
That's
that
a
every day.
triple play to make the playoffs. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Let's try and play the correct video for Jeremy, please. Let's play the correct one.
Got a minor penalty, 2 minutes for ruining comedy.
Because this week, where I have been living in Baltimore.
Alrighty.
Please don't put me on screen with that audio.
So is that 6 minutes?
Jeremy, get out of here.
All right.
Thank you.
Forever? Or?
For all of your baseball contributions. No, just for now.
Let's go Tigers.
I believe that we're putting together the strangest set of ingredients in the history of sports content for our post-game show. I'm not going to tell you anything else. I'm simply
so bizarre.
I'm simply going to tell you that our post-game show, I believe, will have the single set of strangest ingredients that have ever been cooked together to do an allegedly sports type segment in the post-game show. I'm not going to tell you anything more about that. Billy, can you explain to me, please, why it is or how it is that you came in a little stinky yesterday? Why is
Stinky?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Oh. I know what you're talking about now. What are we talking about?
Why it is you came in a little stinky yesterday.
Well, I didn't come in stinky because I was very lucky. You guys ever have a moment where you leave and you realize I didn't put on the deodorant today, and then you do like and you think like I can risk it. I'm good. And I'm not.
Sure.
The smell check of yourself. We've all been there.
I dropped off my daughter at school, and I was like, I don't remember if I put on deodorant or not. And I do the smell, and then I realized I did not put on the deodorant. Not because like it was like bad, but it was like pre-bad. You know,
a little grajo, a little bit.
Like I could tell it was. I didn't smell the deodorant on me, so I knew I forgot to put on the deodorant.
Just smelled Billy.
Yeah, correct. And the last time that this happened to me was the Super Bowl Live, Super Bowl 54 down here in Miami in 2020, February of 2020. And when I was going to the Super Bowl, I realized, and you have to get there very early for the Super Bowl, I realized I was in a rush. I didn't want to miss the bus. I didn't put on deodorant. Fortunately, I drove to a hotel where we were taking like the media shuttle, and then you hop on that bus and then to take you up to the Super Bowl. Now, to being at a hotel, I found a little store in the hotel and I bought deodorant. But there's no such store here at work. We don't sell deodorant at work as far as I know. I don't know. I haven't checked everything, but we don't sell deodorant here. So at the time I bought, and I thought it was funny, it was a deodorant. It was Old Spice, and the scent was Swagger. And then I told the story about how I went.
Great sense, yeah.
I went to the Super Bowl and I was feeling more confident because I was wearing my Old Spice Swagger. And then Old Spice heard, and then they sent like this whole gift bag, whatever. And I never thought about Old Spice Swagger again until I realized that I had dropped my daughter off and I didn't wear deodorant. And I said, you know what? If I remember correctly, I just kind of tossed that deodorant in the center console underneath a bunch of stuff.
Dangerous game.
I wonder if it's still in here, right?
Your entire house is in there.
Well, no, I hadn't even thought about the fact that I bought that little mini Old Spice Swagger and just tossed it in the center console. And then I put, like, I don't know if you guys put like napkins in there sometimes.
Dunkin' napkins.
I have, like pens in there. Sometimes I have a notebook in case I think of notes. I'll make notes while I'm driving. Whatever. I just have a CD player in my car, so I have some CDs in there. So I go digging through it. And sure enough, I find the Old Spice Swagger deodorant.
Wow.
That at this point I bought in 2020, so it's 4 years old.
It hadn't melted or anything?
No, so it wasn't like a gel.
Crazy.
It was like a roll-on, but it was like the chalky white one. You know what I mean? So like to my surprise, this thing has not melted. So I put it on, and then after I put it on, I go, I wonder if deodorant expires. Because I had never considered the idea that deodorant expires. I run out of deodorant, obviously, before it would ever expire.
What sound did it make when you put it on?
It didn't really, I'm not good with like the
sandpaper.
chalky one because like sometimes it's like hard, but this this rolled right on and I smelled great. I looked at it. Deodorant apparently expires. It expired in 2021, so it expired 3 years ago technically. Worked like a charm. Got me through the day. Feeling good yesterday. Old Spice Swagger, still in my car. Should I forget 4 years from now to put on deodorant again? I'm going to be ready. And I don't know about you guys. Good to go.
Obviously, we work in an incredible place, right?
You
I'm
okay?
getting emotional,
Yeah.
What happened?
If you come to work and you do not have deodorant, fear not. Because in both bathrooms here at Metal Arc Media, we have deodorant for you.
Shout out Kristen and Carmen.
I'm not
Spray
using
on.
community deodorant. That's
Nobody
not
uses
happening.
it.
It's spray on.
It's completely full.
It's spray on, not roll on.
No.
Spray on.
It's spray on.
Big difference.
Put it in your sleeve. 1, 2, you're done.
I'm surprised with all the things that you're like worried about and all the blood doping and this and that in Germany that you're like pro spray on deodorant.
I mean, I don't use it, but we have it.
I have a shameful and I guess gross admission. Mike famously, I don't know if he has one here, at the old studio had a work deodorant. I guess this happens to him a lot. I once used it without him knowing.
Oh, no.
Wait,
wow.
What?
I had forgotten.
Wait, hold on. It was roll on?
It was just one of those.
Did it have Mike's hair on it?
It was not spray.
It was
is what you're
degree.
saying.
It was not spray.
Wow.
I made my wife, Valerie, upset because early on
no.
Yes, well, it's not deodorant related, but she used my toothbrush. And I'm like, what are you doing?
No.
She used yours.
That's worse than deodorant.
You're in the right. You're right there.
I'm
Seriously.
like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you using my toothbrush?
Right.
And
it's like a weird thing. Even though you've kissed her before, you're like, I don't want to use that again.
Yeah.
You threw it away, right?
Several places, and the toothbrush is just one thing. It's not a huge deal. And you also wipe your toothbrush every single time. It's not like you just finish and you just put it right back down. I don't think it's that big a deal.
I give it a little clack.
Yeah.
A little clack right in there. I don't
So,
really
Dan,
do a lot
did
of wiping of it.
Did she assume your toothbrush? Like, how did that work? Did you crack open a new one? What happened
Were
there?
you standing there? Like what?
she was disgusted by my disgust. Like she didn't like
Really?
that my
She took it personal.
Yeah, well, she just didn't like that I objected to the idea that anybody would be using my toothbrush.
How gross do you think her mouth is?
It's a mouth. It's not her mouth. It's anybody's mouth.
You're in the right, but I'm guessing you ended up apologizing to her.
Yes, of course.
You had the offsetting penalties of offsetting disgust. Like, your disgust can't do that to me. I'm the one that's disgusted.
So what happened with the toothbrush afterwards?
What was that sound?
It's just a
Little-
horn.
Chris,
for a
your
window?
timing has been
I can name that tune.
so off.
We've got
since
3
the
minutes
plumbing.
left.
Well, go ahead. What are you trying to do? Cue me?
That's right.
Want to hear the end of the story?
Billy can finish our story while we're doing Against the Spread.
Dan's story.
Yeah, I don't know the end. I'm
Billy
asking.
can't finish
Against the
Dan's
Spread.
story.
Somehow
Curious.
Billy was talking during the sound.
Oh, sorry. I won't talk anymore.
Billy, what do you got?
Can I? Am I loud? I'm gonna take Oklahoma -2 at Auburn this week.
Bet the Senate.
Obviously.
Good pick.
I mean, listen, I don't know if Enos Cantor Freedom knows what he's talking about when it comes to football, but Bet the House has not let us down yet. We're riding high. I feel like we got to ride the hot hand of Bet the House of Representatives. So I'm going to take Oklahoma -2 at Auburn.
Against the
spread.
Obviously, Oklahoma.
All right, Tony, what do you got?
I've got, going to the NFL, by the way, we've got a classic bounce-back game, and it is prime for an upset.
Wow.
I've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, home dogs, +2.5 against the Philadelphia Eagles. Dan, we know a lot of things are happening in Philly. Okay, the Bucs just got beat by the Broncos in a game that they shouldn't have lost. The Eagles beat the Saints, who are the highest flying team in the league. That is a fishy line for me, +2.5 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Against
the spread.
And let's not forget, Against the Spread is sponsored by DraftKings. Stay tuned because you'll hear all about DraftKings and what it has to offer throughout the show. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Izzy, bring us home.
So close. Indiana Fever. Caitlin Clark has a black eye. They're down 1-0. They did beat the Sun earlier in the year in a game where Caitlin was terrible. So I think they've got a shot to stay at least within 6.5. So I'm going to take the Indiana Fever +6.5.
Against the Spread.
Thank you, Eddie.
Billy, it's interesting because the one place you could feel safe not putting deodorant on is Radio Row, Super Bowl week. I mean, you're fine. Everyone smells there.
It was a Super Bowl.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
the
I was
actual game
dressed
itself.
to the
Okay,
nines. I had to be dressed to impress. So what happened to the toothbrush?
Put it on the poll, please, Juju, at Le Batard Show. Will you use community deodorant?
No.
The toothbrush was thrown out. I threw out the toothbrush.
Did that create a fight, or that was like accepted?
I would have been doubly offended if I was married
Yeah,
to
you
you.
then have, after the fight and after the apology, you have to use it at least a week.
It wasn't really a fight. I just hurt her feelings by being disgusted by that, and then she was disgusted that I would register disgust. It was worse than a fight. I don't want to feel that with my wife. None of that.
I think the way you get out of throwing it away immediately, like safely, is you like comically, like cartoonishly fumble it into the toilet, like whoa, 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 and then it falls into the toilet, and like, oh, we gotta toss it now. Sorry, babe.
There's no going back.
Yep.
We are in a contract year with DraftKings. They are sponsoring the next segment, which I believe to be the oddest ingredients ever put together in sports.
When you're hiring for your small business, you want to find quality professionals that are right for the role. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs has the tools to help find the right professionals for your team faster and for free. As Meadowlark Media continues to grow as a content studio, we strive to hire only the best and most qualified candidates. Thankfully, with LinkedIn, they have made it easy for us to find them. LinkedIn isn't just a job board. LinkedIn helps you hire professionals you can't find anywhere else, even those who aren't actively searching for a new job but might be open to the perfect role. In a given month, over 70% of LinkedIn users don't visit other leading job sites. So, if you're not looking on LinkedIn, you're looking in the wrong place. On LinkedIn, 86% of small businesses get a qualified candidate within 24 hours. Hire professionals like a professional on LinkedIn. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/prep. That's linkedin.com/prep. Post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
Now's a good time to remember where the story of tequila started. In 1795, the first tequila distillery was opened by the Cuervo family. And 229 years later, Cuervo is still going strong. Family owned from the start, same family, same land. Now's a good time to enjoy Cuervo, the tequila that invented tequila. Go to Cuervo.com to shop tequila or visit a store near you. Cuervo, now's a good time. Trademarks owned by Becle, SAB de CV, copyright 2024, Próximo. Jersey City, New Jersey, please drink responsibly.